Well, hey there, everyone. So it's been a busy last couple of weeks here at the Todd Engine. We've done a lot of work, and I'll take you around and show you where we're at right now. First off, you might notice we have things a little bit different here in the front. And there is this giant open space where this workbench sat for many years. That's because the scale house out here, which we just today got finished on the paint job on it, is going to be going in there and sitting in that space. So this very heavily built 6 foot by 14 foot structure that was salvaged from McDonald's steel. It was in pretty ratty shape when we got it. Completely needle scaled the interior and exterior and repainted it, and this is going to become the stationary engineer's office inside the Todd building. But mostly what it's going to be, we're going to try to make it into a reproduction of what a early 20th century stationary engineer's office might look like, and also have some space in here for exhibiting some of the smaller artifacts that we saved from McDonald's steel, such as some of the mill samples and stuff like that. So we'll be moving this in possibly tomorrow. We've got the Grove crane set up here, ready to go. When it goes inside, we're going to put a platform on the top. It'll be an observation deck up there, so you can look down on the Todd engine. It'll be a best seat in the house for watching the engine run. Okay, so looking at the engine itself, there's now that we have all the concrete done, it really allowed us to start doing a lot of work on everything else. So first thing is steps are built. We're working on handrails. This little set of shelves is all cast iron and pipe. Those are homemade at the McDonald mills. We actually have an engineering drawing, an original ink on linen engineering drawing for these in our collection. So I wanted to have one of these here. We can put our oil cans on, set whatever we need to set on there. Now, coming over to the engine itself, we put the throttle valves back on the other day. And now we have this console. And this is made out of a workbench that we salvaged from the McDonald mills. One of the crane controllers, that one was on one of the machine shop cranes there at McDonald. The gauge panel is something that I built based upon a 1914 picture of this engine. Showed a panel look like that with 3 gauges, so we added the 4th one. These gauges themselves have a little bit of a story behind them. That one and this one here came out of Lake Rockwell, which is over by Akron. There was a Todd water pumping engine there for the city of Akron, and those were part of that installation. And then when that engine was scrapped, I think it was the chief engineer took this stuff home with them, and later on there was an estate sale. I bought them at the estate sale. But I remember seeing that engine back in the 90s and seeing that gauge on the chief engineer's office on his wall, and I thought that was the coolest thing. So now we get to have it here. This pressure gauge is just one I found on eBay. It's a 12-inch. This 30 psi, that is going to be for lube oil pressure, so I can keep track on the health of the bearings and the lube oil system. So with this controller, it's wired into a set of resistors, same way they would be on an older overhead crane. And the wiring goes down through conduit, comes out of the conduit there in the flywheel pit, and I have it set up to the motor right now. When we have the flywheel drive set up ready to go, the motor will be turned 90 degrees. It'll be mounted to a plate, and then there'll be a jack shaft here that has the 2 rubber tires that'll press against the wheel. So right now it's just set up to test the motor to make sure everything works. So here we go. So on the first notch, it'll run about 1400 RPM. That's pretty decent for the no load speed of this motor. Fully loaded, it'll settle out around 650. So we got the little bit of arcs and sparks there when you turn the power on and off. And when we're done with that, put the cover back on there so you don't stick your fingers in there and get shocked. This motor is also from McDonald. It's a MD 104.5, probably from the 1920s. Same as with the rest of this stuff. I have 2 of these motors. We have an extra armature, and I think an extra coil or 2, so we're pretty good on spares. All right. Also, yeah, these are the stands for the hand wheels to operate the 2 valves. So I'm setting all this stuff up right now, trying to figure out how everything is going to fit. You know, is there enough room with the hand wheel on here to have this setting there and all that sort of thing. So it looks like everything is going to work out pretty well. And this whole installation is looking pretty nice here. Now shortly we will be installing a set of steps right here and the bridge that'll go across here. So you'll be able to go up the steps and get on the bridge and then up, and then there's going to be a platform here and another couple of steps to get you up on that platform so you can see everything from up there. And then we'll also have a platform, right where it says bar mill will be about where the deck will be on top of that scale house. So yeah, you'll be up in the air a little bit to look down on the engine. So we'll have some pretty good vantage points when you come here to see this thing in operation. From up there, from up on the engine, from down here in the middle. I mean, we're not going to keep people on the other side of glass and a half mile away. We want you to come up, get as close as you can to see all this stuff operating. Also, you know, I think I covered this in an earlier video, but we'll also have the platform here, and then you can get up and get a good view of the flywheel and everything on this side, and then that door will be open so you can exit out the back. So yeah, things are progressing quite well. We have decent weather. I'm able to be here every day, and I have been here every day. Get here around 9 o'clock in the morning, go home about 6 or 7 o'clock at night, just working on all this, trying to get all of this stuff done for our event in September, and we're making pretty good progress. Some of the big things we still have to do, the grouting, of course, under the bed plates, getting the motor drive installed, getting all the lube oil lines installed so that we can run this. We have lubrication to the bearings. That'll be the next big thing, getting all that done, getting the grouting, the lube lines, getting the drive in, because I want to get this wheel turning before too long, and let it run for several hours one day, just checking temperatures on journals and bearings and all that, and make sure that we have no problems with the main journals. And then we'll start putting the eccentrics back on both sides, put the governor wheel on, get all of this in place. We've got this one linkage that goes from there to there. So another one that goes from up here to that one. We're actually missing that. It got stolen at some point, so we'll have to recreate that one from scratch. But yeah, by September we'd like to have everything on this that operates, all the mechanism moving. So we will be firing 58 up tomorrow. Now we're doing them every Sunday, the steam locomotive experiences, so the locomotive will be running every Sunday for the foreseeable future. We have some dates available in July and August for experiences, so check out the website, youngstownsteel.org, look under events, and then you'll see the listing, and sign up for one of them, and come on out, see the Todd, run the 58, just have a lot of fun here at Youngstown Steel Heritage. All right, everyone, I'm going to get back to work.